Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is D,
And this is T.
and you're listening to D&T TV. Welcome back, everybody. Today we got a special guest, our good friend Tucker
Via.
Via.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show,
A lot
buddy.
of people missay it.
Do you know where the origin of that comes from? Is that literally just
Scottish.
2 letters?
Scottish. And it's
Is it-
VIA.
V-I-A.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scottish.
But it's pronounced Vi.
Do you have any Scottish family traditions?
No, we don't.
Oh.
No,
Dude.
we're not that Scottish, but the name is.
Apparently, my last name's Stewart, so apparently that's real Scottish too. We have like a Scottish emblem, like family
yeah.
seal or something.
I'm the fourth, Daniel Tony, and every one of us have the family crest on our shoulders and shit, like my dad does, and he's the third. It's just like a shield with a scarf on it, but I want to get that shit. And I asked birthday traditions because this is like a Scottish tradition my family does. When you're a kid, you get rolled under your bed, right?
Rolled
Under your bed,
under your
right?
bed.
Because it's like to ward off dying. When you're like an infant, you're rolled under your bed, right? And I thought this was normal birthday shit. And also, every year on my birthday, I get my nose buttered, right? And it's
It's
Scottish.
okay. It's okay. You can think it's weird.
I know. I know.
How does that work?
So you just get like you're waking up to usually it's like my mom because she harasses the fuck out of me, like a spoonful of butter going on your nose, and you know how oily butter is. It's
Yes.
horrible, right? But it's so you can slide ahead first into the next year. And I've never met people that do that, but I can search it up online, and there's these Reddit guys, and they're like, "Who the fuck else does this?" Because my parents fucked me up for life. Because I went to middle school one day, and I was like, "Oh, it's my birthday." It was some kid's birthday. I was like, "Oh, you get your nose buttered, right?" And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Did you have to go anywhere outside of your house with
No, it's just you can wipe it off instantly. It's just you got to get your nose buttered. It's not like
there's no time limit.
No.
Dude,
God.
that'd be hilarious. Imagine you had to wear butter on your nose for a whole day.
Well, see, I think, and it's okay if you get dragged into the family. Like my poor fucking dad, we harass him, and it's like my mom's side of the family.
Okay, so I was about to ask what side of it.
But she's Scots Irish too, but way the bum fuck back. Because, my family's from the woods, essentially, West Virginia, bumfuck nowhere.
Dude, the first time he, told our friend group, the nose buttering story, I pissed myself for 3 minutes straight. I thought that was the weirdest shit ever.
That's interesting. It really is.
Well, see, and I know, right? But it's just
weird.
it's nothing, I literally have
It's unique.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I have a normal-ass birthday outside of that. It's literally the same shit. But for, that, 30-second gap, that's about it. I don't know why.
Well, me and my buddies have a little bit of a birthday tradition.
Oh, yeah?
With your friends?
Yeah, on my birthday. We've done it the past 3 years. We don't really do it anymore because we're adults and we can get in more trouble. But we would line up golf balls, team up in my yard. And I live in a neighborhood. I don't live I have neighbors 50 yards from me. And we just smack them.
Into their house?
Yeah. Towards their house.
Do you do a certain amount of golf balls, or you just sit there and smack a shit ton
2 or
of them?
3 each, probably. I never hit them because I was always scared.
Yeah.
Low habit, but my buddy.
You just go sling them?
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Who thought that was a good idea?
Well, I forget how we thought to do that. I think we were golfing in the yard. We just go out there and just chip a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're you know what? Let's do something funny. And it was on my birthday, so we're let's do it every year. Just once a year.
So do you play golf regularly?
When I'm home, I play probably twice every 2 weeks, so once a week, probably. Not a whole lot. I'm not very.
Let's say I joined the club, not the club team, but it's the golf club here, and we went to we had 3 tournaments this year. I only got to go to 2 though, but we went to Canton, Ohio, and up in Uniontown and played golf. It was really fun.
I can drive the ball pretty far. I'm pretty accurate with it, but I can't.
Did you play baseball?
chip. I played baseball up until high school.
I sucked. Last time we went golfing, I was still more fat, and we sucked dick. I sucked dick. Dusty over here is a god at golf for whatever reason.
I'm not.
It's okay.
I'm average. I spend way too much money on it, dude.
Really?
Dude,
Like, how often did you golf like before you came here?
literally probably twice a week.
Yeah, and
like a full round of golf.
He was like hitting us up like every other Saturday to be like, hey, you guys want to go to the range? And
Yeah.
1 out of 4 times I was going because I suck ass.
And when I joined the club team here, from like the beginning of September to the end of October, I was at the driving range 3 to 4 times a week.
You know, I went to the range more times than I actually golfed. I probably went to the range.
Yeah,
twice.
You know,
I
you
like
have
to
a lot
go
of
and
fun at the
shoot the
range.
shit. Yeah, just go in there and I can't have an adult beverage. You know, have fizzly bubbly, unfortunately. So I got to sit there and shoot the shit with my friends. But like watching Dusty, for instance, like he'll fucking hit a golf ball like 300 yards. You sit there and you're like, wow, what the fuck was that? You know?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, man, if this motherfucker hit me with one of these, I'd rather not.
Well, I will clarify of the birthday thing. The houses were never hit.
Oh yeah,
We never hit the houses.
not yet.
If you did hit one of them, it'd make for a better story though.
It would, but we never hit them. Like kind of just like I'm saying we, but I never really hit
It's
them.
honestly a miracle that you didn't.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of space. Like the roadway's pretty wide, like, and the yards are pretty big, so we had a lot of space to miss. And sometimes the balls would end up back in our yard. The neighbors would throw them back in our yard, acting like.
Did you live in a subdivision growing up?
It's not really a subdivision. It's like
Where are you from? Because I don't think we said it in the podcast.
Lewisburg.
Yeah,
Lewisburg,
I don't think we said it in the show yet. We talked about it right before, but that was about it.
Yeah. Well, I live like right in town. Like the town, like it's like in this little dip. Like there's a hill over here. And there's a hill
It's like every other town.
Yeah,
in West Virginia,
nestled in a bunch of hills and stuff.
In the middle of 2 mountains.
Yeah. My walk downtown's probably 30 seconds.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
so it's not really a subdivision. It's just
You're right in the city. That's pretty cool.
basically.
Kind of like how we are now, but a little less.
Yeah.
So you're used to walking all up these hills and shit like that, man.
Before I got my driver's license, like me and the neighborhood friends would like ride our bikes everywhere.
Oh,
Dude, bike games when we were little was so fun, dude.
You guys ever
really
played
fun.
bike tag? I fucking.
Yes.
That's where I fucked up so many times as a kid. About killed myself playing bike tag.
Dude, so I broke my wrist falling off my bike one time, but the way I did it was so retarded. So I lived in a subdivision.
Okay.
And so, and it was literally just like a big rectangle.
Mm-hmm.
And so on one of the straight stretches, there was a pretty decent sized hill. And so I was going down the hill, but I was riding my bike with one hand and I had a can of Dr. Pepper in the other hand. And so I go down the hill and I started gaining some speed. And so I was holding the Dr. Pepper in the hand that would have been used to like clamp the front brake. So my dumbass decides I want to keep holding this can of Dr. Pepper, let go, and have no hands on the bike, and reach over and grab the brake.
Oh gosh, that is a terrible idea. That messes up the balance.
Yeah, as soon as I did that, the front wheel like yanked forward. I was launched off and I like landed on the concrete on my wrist.
I mean,
didn't spill the Dr. Pepper.
Was it a Dr. Pepper cream soda or just?
No, I wish it was, but those are so
we
good.
Have those
sodas.
We have
a
in the
12
fridge.
taster though in the fridge.
I've tried to stop drinking soda.
Yeah,
but I have one every now and then. That's like my go-to for sure,
dude. Creams. All right, top 3 sodas. Go.
Dr. Pepper, and just in general, like
that's your like
go-to. If you don't like Dr. Pepper, fuck you.
Yeah. So Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, and
which flavor? There's a lot of Mountain Dew flavors.
Regular
Mountain
Dew. Regular.
Not even Baja Blast.
No, I don't like the Baja Blast at all. No.
Really?
No, I don't. Not at all. Tried it once.
Did you see? Again. Okay, finish your third one, then we'll rebound this.
I would say Diet Coke. Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, Diet Coke.
I think like my great aunt drinks Diet Coke like a saint. Like she just drinks that shit 24/7.
It seems like older people
always
they do it to make it. They do it. They drink Diet Coke to feel better about themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
they know they're old and their metabolism is just so slow that if they drink anything that's not, if they drink any normal soda, they're just going to implode.
But what about like Diet Mountain Dew? Is that like Like, what's the difference? I don't know the
It's
dietary.
just-
I mean, it's
They-
like
the
it's like they
claim
put
is-
like a strainer
The
on
claim
it
is that
for
there's
regular
no
sugar.
sugar. It's like artificial sugar, and there's no caffeine.
Yeah.
But I mean, it tastes bad.
It seems like older people, their go-to is Diet Coke.
Dude, it really is. Okay, but anyways, I was going to say, have you heard about the Mountain Dew Baja Blast hard seltzers?
No, but
They're
that
like a
seems-
Truly,
But it's supposed to taste like Baja Blast.
no sugar or
Yeah, it's also no sugar, but it's like Mountain Dew hard.
yeah.
I've never. I heard about the orange juice. There's some kind of, or is it lemonade?
Yeah.
Simply Made lemonade.
Oh, what about
Yeah.
them? They're coming out with one.
I think so. Maybe
Oh, I got it.
maybe I don't know.
I don't know. I'll do a quick Google search real quick.
It's some kind of like lemonade brand that they also make orange juice, but
Yeah, Simply Made.
Yeah,
they
I
come
think
out
it
with
is
the
Simply
green,
Made.
the green top, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Simply Made
alcohol.
dude, hard
I'm
cider.
pretty sure
Is
it's
this a thing?
maybe not. Maybe I'm just
Oh, it's not showing up the brand. I saw.
there's something. There's something.
I
don't-
googled search Simply Made hard cider.
Maybe it's Minute Maid.
and a recipe.
It
Oh,
might be
Minute Maid?
Might be Minute Maid.
Minute Maid. I don't know. Let's see here.
I'm more curious now because it's like
I swear, I'm not going crazy. There's
he's
some kind
joshing with us. That's
there's some kind of new thing.
I don't know if Minute Maid has it, but I do know for sure that Mountain Dew is coming out with a hard cider. How do you feel about seltzers? I don't like them. To be fair, actually, I take that back. I lied. I do like some of them. Truly's okay.
I myself don't drink soda,
Mm-hmm.
so like anything like that is like like an every once in a while I'll just like burp, and usually with like anything like a seltzer wise, I'm like, dude, this thing is just going to make me burp for 5 minutes. This bitch, it's like I don't know. I think like they all taste kind of the same.
I'm a fan of the Truly Mango.
Mango?
Yeah.
My favorite's the lemonade. I just like the basic generic lemonade flavor is my go-to.
I don't think I've
And
tried.
I don't drink a whole lot. Probably like once a month. Probably.
I'm in sociology, and
I have that class.
oh, are you
101?
Yeah. Like we were talking. What did you have it today?
No, I have it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
I have it over at Ogleby or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so we were talking about like if you're considered a binge drinker, you have to have 5 or more consecutive drinks in 30 days, right? And in 1 month. So that's like 5 drinks one time, and that's binge drinking, right? And they did a survey in like 2015, and it said 65% of Americans 12 years up and older, right, had binge drink within like that month.
Well, of course.
12 years.
12 to up and up, okay?
12.
Okay, but
Okay.
you got to think of how many people is in that. 12 to infinite.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot.
65% people
Okay.
got wasted in 1 month before this survey.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me rephrase this. 9% binge drinked. So we're looking at 70 plus% of the population getting fucked up within 1 month of a survey. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, but if you have the parameters like that, that's not binge drinking. Like having 5 or more drinks in one night in a month.
Okay, it depends. For me, example, right? When I was 300, right, pushing, I could have a couple fizzly bubblies, and it wouldn't bother the fuck out of me, right? Now you take a girl and you give her like 3 or 4 Trulies, it's a whole different story, okay?
Well, usually they act drunk
Oh,
after 1 or 2. Some of them do.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Our first time might have been a little exaggerated. Mm-hmm. It usually is, though.
go ahead.
No,
That's fine.
go-
Oh shit.
Go ahead while he picks up his phone.
I'm confused on the binge drinking thing. What meets the criteria?
It was
So
saying-
it was
Yeah, you can
5
explain it.
drinks, right? Mm-hmm. At least 5 drinks.
Every day for a month.
No. In one set down within 30 days. Right? Now,
So if you got drunk one time in a
yeah.
month.
Now, a binge, like a like a heavy drink, like that's like one set down, right? Mm-hmm. And they classified that. A person that has a problem, they said 5 times of that within like a month, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. It happened 5 times in 1 month. So that means 6% of the population in the U.S. is doing that, right? Which is like 80,000 deaths a year are alcohol related, right? In America.
Yeah.
So you think that's the city of Charleston, where we're from, plus 50% more die of alcohol.
Wow.
I was like, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people in America, though.
Well, we watched that video of the guy, up here that got sick at the frat party. He drank so much
I think
alcohol.
we all had to watch that, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That shit,
that's awful.
Watching a kid, sit there and choke on his own fucking vomit,
and they didn't even, the people with him didn't even, take it seriously.
No, but...
not until, they...
realized they had fucked up. Mm-hmm. But, there's... I was at a party last week, and I was hanging out with a girl, and she had dealt with 3 people before that had alcohol poisoning and had to call the ambulance. But people were she was like, yeah, this bitch was drinking 4 Loko straight, knew she was going to die.
You couldn't pay me to drink a 4 Loko.
I've never tried them.
I'm pretty sure they're banned in most places because...
Oh, wow.
It's literally I want to say it's the amount of liquid is equal to this, but it's 15% alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
And 15? It's also an energy drink. It has the same energy type stuff as in a Monster or a Red Bull.
Take a regular beer, twice the size, 3 times the percent of alcohol, right? And it's sweetened to fuck.
Jeez.
And this bitch drank that at one of those, it was the big party at Sunnyside. And where they crowded the streets and shit. And, that's the thing. If you're going to do anything with okay, we were the number 1 party school forever. We still fucking are in our own hearts up here, right? Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, you got to realize that people get fucked up all the time, and doing it the fun way is the best way. I myself, I'm not going to go out there and kill myself over some fucking booze. I'm not
a big party guy.
I like to have my buddies over, and I'm like, dude, let's fucking listen to some bomb ass music and just shoot the shit.
I would much rather sit in a dorm and drink with 6 or 7 other people.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not a big I'm not a big go out type of person.
I'm not either. Whenever I go to a bar. I don't go to a club or anything.
I've actually never been to a bar or a club here.
Yeah.
So.
Am I allowed to say the name of the bar on this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The bank. It's right across from prison.
I've never been to any of them, so I couldn't tell you anything about them.
It's pretty solid.
Nice.
I go probably twice a month.
Yeah.
But
sit in there, shoot the shit.
I would still rather just sit in a dorm.
Yeah.
I think it's much more fun.
Having especially if you go to a club or a frat party here, there's just so many people and you've never met a single person.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so it's yeah, I get the gist of it, but at some point you're just at some point you make the decision to go to one of those parties just to make yourself feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're
escaping some other mental problem.
Well, my thing is people will go to a frat and they're like, oh, you don't go to the frats or you don't hit the club every fucking weekend?
Frat is the last place I'd want to go to.
Because we're dudes, first off.
We're dudes. We won't get in unless we have 30 girls with us. But.
I don't have tits. That's no fair. It's no fucking fair.
You used to.
Yeah, I know. I went from a B cup to nothing now. This fucking sucks, dude. I can't press them together and get a free drink. I'm never going to win a wet t-shirt contest now. This is some bullshit. But it does piss me off. I get to a frat and they're like, all right, 8 women. Hey, bro, we got to get a consistency. They're like, if you want in, you got to pay $10. And then you get in there and you're like, we only have Trulies or White Claws. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I pay $5 to get in
Trulies,
this
White
shit?
Claws, or Busch Light.
Yeah.
That's all you're getting.
Yeah, I'm fine with the Busch Light.
And most of the time it's lukewarm.
Oh, never a cold beer at a frat party.
I've tried Busch Light. I'm not a big fan.
Are you a big beer guy?
I don't like beer at all.
Natties are the generational beer, and I'm not
One of my friends told me I'd like natties. I've never tried one though.
A natty light.
Never tried one.
I don't know. I kind of just I like the general taste of like a beer. I do. It's like the foam and the that shit like on a beer. It just tastes fucking excellent. And I don't like drinking makes me sick in the mornings. So I try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
But like I can't help it. I'm like, oh man, this shit tastes good.
I like beer, especially when it's comboed with the right foods. So beer with a steak, beer with a hamburger, any kind of meat really, besides like turkey or fish.
Yeah.
I like tacos. I don't know why. We're like a Mexican food, like a burrito and a beer, like a Corona or something. I just feel like I'm like, dude, this shit is banging. I'm like, give me more. You know?
Yeah.
I like eating. Like the worst thing is to do is eat something spicy and then drink a beer. If you guys it like burns the fuck out of your face. Like it's like I did that. I ate Panda Express the other day and I was like sipping on a brewski and I was like, this shit burns my mouth going down. I gotta switch it up to water or something, man.
As long as you just eat something before you drink.
Oh
yeah.
Because
for sure.
I've made that mistake before.
Speaking
the same night I was over.
Oh yeah. Dude, I came in and I had just got done swimming with the boys and I walked like a mile back through the snow and it was like 9 o'clock at night and I'm like, get to my room. You're like, what's up, man? I'm Tucker.
Yeah, I know. But you walked in, you thought it was like one of your roommates.
Oh, I thought you were, I thought you were Clayson or Dusty, but Dusty had went home. So it was just, I was like, I just thought you were Clayson. And then I like look over, I was like, you're not my fucking roommate.
I was a stranger.
Oh, yeah. And I was just like, I thought you were Carter. You know Carter.
Yeah,
I just, because Carter's basically in our room all the fucking time. I was just like, what's up, bros? And then I was like, hold on, I don't know this fucking guy.
Yeah. Have you, going back to the food topic, have you heard like the recent like health inspection violations all of the buffets here have gotten?
That's bad. Like paying a lot of money for that dining plan.
We're about to flame the shit out of the university dining halls.
Have you like read into it and like seen how many like each cafe had a problem?
It doesn't surprise me.
Read off some of the violations they had. Some of them are just so gross.
Let's just start with the worst one. So if you look over at the Sodexo staff or whatever, the inspectors.
Oh my goodness!
Here, somebody walked through the door. I forget that's like on
I forget. Yeah, that's kind of annoying.
Oh, it's fine. No,
it's all good.
Here,
I sometimes go do homework in here, and
it does that shit. Yeah, for those of you listening in and not watching, like the light goes off in this room like every half an hour.
It's a motion censored, so it's set on a timer.
So what?
Thud.
So
okay.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Okay, in one kitchen, inspectors found a freezer at 94 degrees emitting a very strong odor. In another, they found visible mold growth, right? Okay, let's look at the Cafe Evansdale. 6 times since September 2021, they visited, right? And they found 34 health code violations.
34.
That's Cafe Evansdale. Okay?
That's
now
awful.
Let's go to the Summit. A favorite advertised as a favorite of freshmen was inspected 3 times since August. It has 24 health code violations.
I eat there probably 3 times a week.
That's incredible.
And then if you look at the newest one, Hayfields.
That's right. That's
Hatfields.
Right,
6 health code violations, right? And it said including a leaky sink and molding ceiling tiles, right?
I'm pretty sure on one of the articles it said they found strips of bacon stored in a cooler at 64 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
How can you call it a cooler if it's hotter than the room temperature?
I understand, not everything's going to be perfect all the time, but that's a little bit much, especially with the money that we're paying for the dining plan. It's unacceptable, and it's
$2,500 a semester for that.
Right.
And I understand, it's not always going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But
you can't.
that's too much violations.
Listen, man, I worked at a movie theater for 2 fucking years, and all I had to do was pop popcorn, right? Mm-hmm. And I was still like one of the few people that properly cleaned that bitch. And soda nozzles, they had mold in it, right? That's one of the things they were talking about.
Yeah.
Is there was mold in the fucking drinks, right? And to clean those, you take off the little black piece, and then there's a filter underneath that, and you put it in a cleaner with a soda nozzle cleaner overnight, right? And so flies don't fucking go up there. Mm-hmm. And I can fucking tell they don't clean those here, because you can like see which nozzle if you like they use. Like if you eat at the same one, just like pay attention, because each one's got like its own unique little marking and shit. You can tell if people clean those shits. Motherfuckers don't. And I'm just steering clear away.
I'm surprised I haven't got sick after hearing all that.
Oh, dude, and we eat there all the time. Me and you would hype the shit out of the because
Okay,
is Summit good?
Summit is hit and miss.
Okay,
yeah. I forget you don't live in Seneca.
You got to go at like a lunchtime
across the street.
Yeah,
but like Summit's hit and miss. Sometimes they'll have like salmon and rice and grilled chicken, and other times it's like beef stew and like collard greens and asparagus, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Well, see, what pisses me off is I hate coming in between at times where they're switching meals, right? Because they don't tell you. You just kind of show up and it'll be at like a 10-15 range, right? And you're like, okay, I could probably still get breakfast now. But what they do is they only open one small section of breakfast. So you're limited to just like scrambled eggs and bacon, right? Mm-hmm. And I know what's wrong with that? Because, motherfucker, I've had that so much for like months. Yeah. And that's because of my timing and schedules and shit, I have to eat like the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, at this point, I know I'm like bitching over eating like a fine food, don't get me wrong. But after 4 months of eating the same shit, I'm like I can see the fuckers making lunch, and they'll line it up and put it all in front of you, right? But they won't give utensils out because it's not like 10:30. So you can just sit there and stare at like the lunch shit, but you're stuck with like cold breakfast shit.
I would just grab it.
Yeah, dude, this motherfucker grabbed like sandwiches in front of me the other day at one of those, and all the lunch ladies were like, "You can't fucking do that." And he's like, "Why don't you fucking put out some shit? Do I not pay you?"
I would just grab it.
What?
So where do you like, what dorm do you stay at?
I live in Stoniker.
What's it like? I've never been in any other dorm besides Summit to go get the food. So I've never seen any other rooms here besides ours.
And then you went to the lofts, right?
Yeah, but those aren't dorms.
Yeah.
The dining hall that Stoniker residents use is the one in the mountain layer. Stoniker used to have one itself, but it got flooded.
Nice.
How?
I don't know. It apparently happened, some years ago. But so we utilize Hatfields, and the problem here's the thing, with all the problems that the dining hall has and stuff.
Well, that one's the cleanest.
It is, yes, but
still 6.
Yeah.
Generally, they kind of have a captive audience because the freshmen utilize the dining hall the most.
Yeah, because they're usually the only ones with the meal swipes.
Yeah,
because you have to get one.
You have to get one.
Yeah, either that or you pay like $11.
And and if you eat, Chick-fil-A and Panda and which all that every day, like 3 times a day, you're eventually going to run out of those like dining dollars.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Well,
so
you spend $10 a meal, you get 25 meals essentially. Mm-hmm. That's like 5 weeks worth of shit. Yeah. You're up here at 16.
So the dining hall is like very popular among freshmen, but they have no choice. So it almost seems like, they kind of just like being lax about it because they know people are going to go in there.
Yeah.
Right. So,
my thing is we're at a point now that, without the View spending a shitload of money and improving all their facilities, right? Or hiring more staff, because like what they hit back was, hey, we're going to make all these employees watch videos, right? And we're going to make them, do this and this, and we're going to hire another person to do more dishes and shit like this, right? And to clean more. All that does is make a fucking employee hate you fucking more.
Yeah.
Because when you're in that shit, you're like, you get I versus the enemy, which is the customer mentality. You're like, work is shit. I'm going to work my 5 hours and I'm going to get the fuck home. I hate everybody here. Fuck the boss. Fuck the customers. And instead of fucking just paying someone more, because that's the thing. These people are working probably $10 an hour, right? Which sucks dick. And some shit doesn't work, but people... You're working with college students. People call off left and right because they're drunk or they're lazy as fuck. They're understaffed 24/7.
They're always hiring.
No wonder they have so
always
many.
hiring.
I mean, 34 is a little ridiculous, but like, I can understand like some moderate health code violations.
Yeah, because as many, there's 27,000 of us, right? Shit's not going to happen perfectly. I'm just glad, it's not the 1700s, and I'm eating fucking bread for the 8th time in, this week. Who gives a fuck at the end of the day? But, like, you can put an effort in for, like, the view. It's not just the fucking staff workers' fault. And I'm sure some of it is being lazy and shit, but if you're not getting paid, if you are getting paid $10 an hour, it's fucking $3 for a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
Have you? Okay,
bullshit.
I forget you don't live in Seneca. Have you bought anything from the market downstairs?
Yeah, the market is very
$6,
very expensive.
$6 for half a gallon of milk or half a gallon of OJ.
That's ludicrous.
That's highway fucking
insane.
robbery. It is cheaper for me to get a Starbucks like grande drink or some shit.
Than it is to get a half gallon of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. The first time I walked in there, I looked at not the freezers, but the coolers with all the Coke.
Yeah.
Water, like the far side.
Oh, yeah.
Farthest from the elevator. It was like $6 for like a can of Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They just want to like fuck you and like, because they know there's no other place, right?
There's no other options.
And here's the thing about marketing shit like that. Like the movie theater did it horribly. Because you make no money from like tickets, you would just have like concessions. You'd get like a box of candy be like 10 cents, right? Yep. Factory price when you buy it. You sell that bitch $6. That's nothing but fucking profit straight to your hand, dude. And so you can turn around and sell a 3-gallon of milk for $6.
Yeah.
But you can burn in hell too because you're robbing poor fucking college students.
It's insane.
I mean, I myself, I paid $3,000 and I took a student loan for this semester, bro. You think I want to pay you that much for a fucking half a gallon of milk, man?
It's insane. It really is.
Yeah.
So what's your major?
Psychology.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you choose that?
I've always been intrigued with like true crime stuff, especially with like serial killers.
You watch
like the Ted Bundy tapes?
I've watched
the
you
Ted
watch
Bundy
Criminal Minds.
I watch a lot of Law and Order, Criminal Minds. I've watched The People versus OJ.
Oh,
stuff like that.
Did you watch Tiger King?
I never watched Tiger King.
Tiger King's
Really?
good.
No,
It's,
I've never
it's like
watched
a
it.
psychological one
Really?
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd like that.
Right now, I'm watching Mindhunter.
Oh
Really?
shit, I wanted to watch that, dude.
What's it about?
These two FBI agents go across the country, like interviewing really well-known serial killers. It takes place in like the 70s or something like that.
Have you watched the Death Row show?
I don't think so.
Okay, every episode it's someone on death row.
Really?
Yeah, and it starts like every one of them's going to die, right?
Yeah.
And they're talking about, well, at first it's like, yeah, I killed my lover or, shit like that. Then it's like some of them are like, yeah, my parents beat me, so I stabbed them 37
My
times.
goodness.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're like, but these people are just normal, everyday people. But when you think about it, for 30 seconds, right, they did the most fucked up thing imaginable. So 88 years they're sitting in fucking jail.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always been interested in, why they behave.
Mm-hmm.
Like
why they do that stuff.
Well,
so
when you looked at the Ted Bundy tapes and all that stuff, the crazy thing is that, I don't know if you noticed, the dude thought he was fine.
yeah.
Yeah. In their head, you'll how you'll like be driving down the road and you'll like go into the other lane and you're like, oops, right?
Yeah.
But if someone does that to you, you're like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
You almost killed me.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you just make everything right. Mm-hmm. When you're telling us argument, right, from your side,
Yeah.
you leave out the details where you're an asshole usually, right? Yeah. Rarely there's that 1 in 1,000 people that tell the truth how it is.
Yeah. And it's really crazy how he like represented himself.
Oh,
Because the guy was really smart.
yeah.
And the
he was a
lady's
really
lawyer.
smart guy,
He was
yeah.
a lawyer.
Yeah, really smart guy.
And
And that's why he evaded the cops all that.
well,
He literally got a girl pregnant in prison.
Yeah.
yeah, that chick was also obsessed with him.
For
And-
some reason.
A lot of women were.
Yeah.
Well, because people see
It's the
like
bad guy
they
persona.
put an idea behind a face, right? Ted Bundy was a good-looking fucking
Very
dude.
attractive. I'll
Yeah,
say it as a man.
he was a good-looking schmuck. They had what is Zach Galifianakis, right? Is
Zac Efron.
Zach
Zac
Efron. I'm
Efron,
sorry,
yeah.
my bad.
Zac Efron.
Good-looking schmuck player.
Really good
Yeah.
good looking guy.
I fucking exactly both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows Ted Bundy. He like one of the ways he killed a chick is he acted like he had a broken arm. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, can you help me carry this into my car?"
Mm-hmm.
And then just pushed her into his V-Dub Bug, which in the 70s, how many fucking Volkswagen Bugs are going around?
Ton of them.
Yeah, and they're like when they found out a name of the guy because they had a description, they're like he drove a yellow bug, and his name was Ted, right? That lowered the searches down to California to 1,000 plus, like 10,000 still
Yeah.
people in the time.
Yeah.
Dude.
That shit. That what,
It's
Did he
insane.
even target like the women for a reason, or was he just like, I think she's hot, I'll kill her?
I think like when like sometimes like he even like in the beginning, because this is a guy recording them, and up to the point he just refused any kind of reports or anything. But this guy just basically taped them and would catch him, and Ted Bundy just spun it for years, saying I'm not it on these tapes. Like imagine me coming to your prison cell like it's Hannibal Lecter, Silence the Lambs shit, and just having a conversation, right? And this guy was so fucking smart and a lawyer that he wouldn't give shit away.
Nope.
But he would like, it's like fucking O.J. Simpson writing a book of how I would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like his confession.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
It's fucking crazy because you can see it behind his eyes. He's like, the people that are like the most fucked are because people fucked him first. You know, what happens is like, he like got fucked as a kid mentally.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean I think he did get fucked as a kid, like, and it had screwed him up for life.
But yeah, like I've heard a couple of times that most serial killers have like similar backgrounds, like childhood
Jeffrey
trauma.
Dahmer taking out on fucking animals.
Childhood
and
trauma
shit.
is usually the biggest like connector between all of them.
Well, and
the Menendez brothers is a good example of that. I know they weren't serial killers; they only killed their parents, but you know they talked about how their dad like molested them as a kid and stuff.
well, and you know when you're a kid, your parent means everything. You know, like my dad's my biggest fucking hero, right? And, you know, to like when I hear that shit, right, I'm like, dude, I fucking love my dad, you know? And when people have like it's rough for me to see people because you're like, you know, you put yourself in your shoes, you're like, how could, you know, the person I respect the most do something that horrible? And just knowing that as a kid and turning that into rage, it's not hard to get so angry to like fuck up someone.
Yeah.
But for 80 plus years, you're sent in jail for it, right? But I'm not saying like murder it's never fucking right.
No.
You know, you can like take 10 seconds and fucking breathe. An argument's going to get you more satisfaction
Oh yeah.
than physical harm to someone.
I don't think I've never really like punched someone before. Have you? Like just out of sheer anger. Like I'm talking about like
I had a guy.
Really,
I had a
like,
guy.
hit somebody.
I had a guy grab one of my friend's ass at a like church, and I was like,
of all places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's
he's a Marine now too, so you know, amen. And so I remember this guy grabbed my friend's ass at church, and my youth
the
pastor
friend was a girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
I would hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
clarifying.
exactly. And she's, you know, me and him, we're both 18, and she's 16.
Oh god.
I know exactly. So I'm like, okay, first off, it's a 2-year age gap, and also this chick is a minor and my friend. So I was like, don't ever do that shit again, dude. And he was like, "What are you going to do about it?" I was like, "You know what? After church, let's see." And so we get out of church, and I think the first thing he does is, "I'm still fat." He calls me fat. Mm-hmm. My buddy Corey, he's like older than me. I just like walked up to the kid, and I just like he swung first because I was like, "Really, motherfucker?" And he swung first, and I just hit him in the elbow, and I punched him in the face and ripped his eyebrow, and he was bleeding over his face and shit. But that was it. It was just like one punch.
It's like the whole time during church, like you're not even listening to like the
just
preacher
raging.
Anything. You're just like eager to punch this guy in the face.
I'll tell you when I fought this kid, because I made a note on the day I fought it. Right.
He recorded it.
Well, we were doing a church meeting, right, mm-hmm. and it was like, what's one thing that you need to work on at church, right, mm-hmm. or one thing you'd like to oh man, I gotta look at something you'd like to change in the church. And I said, not trying to not hit the fucking idiot in my church class. And I wrote this down in my notes and answered my youth pastor with it. Oh, June 2nd, 2020. Not killing the kid that is a douche when it comes to playing games in here. Because this kid would cheat on games too. We played kickball and shit.
Gosh,
and he'd get tagged out and be like, kids. I'm still fucking in. Shut the fuck up. We're grown adults playing kickball, first off. And you're still cheating we're fucking 8 years old, bro.
Speaking of games, I noticed you got the Maniac shirt on. I assume you're a big sports fan here.
That's the reason I came here.
Really?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time up here as a kid because Dad had football season tickets.
Yeah.
He graduated from law school up here. And he graduated in 93, and he's had tickets since then, so it's been almost 30 years.
Do you favor football or basketball or any other sport?
Do I like the sport better or the team or
just anything? Which one do you like watching the most?
Football.
Yeah.
For sure.
The atmosphere.
A lot better. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
too bad both football and basketball have been a bit of a disappointment this year.
Basketball still has a chance.
I still exactly.
They still have a chance. They have some games that if they win, they'll get in the tournament.
Officially, right now we're the worst in our league, right?
Are we the worst in Big 12? Is TCU still the worst?
No, TCU's been on a run. Yeah. I think we're 10th.
I think we're which it kind of sucks ass. When you look at it, we're still one of the best. If we played some real serious teams, we're still a really fucking good team. It's just we're in a bad fucking area.
I will say, out of all the games we've played, we've never been blown out.
No, we haven't.
No, it's
we just lost to Baylor by 4 or 5.
Yeah, and we were winning for almost.
We were winning
at
halftime. Yeah, I know that much.
Well, my favorite thing is I love going and just I'm a big Bob Huggins guy. Mm-hmm. I could give a fuck about the players half the time, other than Sherman's not playing at this game because he got punched in the face, which
didn't get called. It may not have been on purpose, but it's still a foul.
So you worked for a company right before this, right? And they would spread false information about this kind of shit.
Voice of Morgantown?
Yeah. And I saw one
the radio channel?
No, it's
like a news outlet.
It's media outlet.
And it thrives on his clickbait.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, some of that stuff is actually legit. A lot of people really hate the Voice of Morgantown.
Okay, but today, for instance, he was the punch on Taz Sherman, which he got punched in the face in basketball. He was that was an unintentional foul.
Yeah.
The motherfucker punched him in the face. You just said you had never hit someone, maybe other than your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the tweet where he was Taz leaned into it and stuff like that. But Taz was doing a basketball move. When you're dribbling the ball and you're trying to go by a guy, you're going to get lower. Mm-hmm. That's basic basketball.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I worked for Voice of Morgantown for 3 months. I just didn't have time to do it anymore. I did articles and stuff. And, I actually genuinely like the guy who owns it.
Yeah.
I don't think all of it is clickbait. I think some of it's actually legit, but some people act like he's spreading some really crazy stuff, which sometimes it is. Sometimes, honestly, I'll be honest, sometimes a lot of it is.
Yeah.
But some of it
that's just what you got to do to get the ratings up.
Yeah, get the clicks.
Well,
but
I see you stating like an opinion like that to get viewers in, because any kind of publicity is good publicity. Even if you're saying shit, getting your name out there.
yeah,
It's fucking important, you know? And, like, I can see, like Dusty said, you know, doing some shit like that, pouring in some people. But when you're thriving on, like, speaking, like, before I come in here and say anything, I gotta look that shit up.
Yeah.
I gotta double check myself because I feel like I'm a fucking dumbass.
Right.
Because I'll record these and I'm like, these motherfuckers got me on video and audio saying this dumb shit. Yeah. And so I try not to, like, falsify anything, you know, tell the story how it is.
Yeah, I understand that point of view, but I guess mainly it is for clicks, you know, some of the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I respect the grind at the end of the day, because it's a lot of work putting in shit like that.
Oh, well, yeah, and, you know, the reason I took the opportunity was because, you know, I knew the public perception of Voice of Morgantown was, like, really bad.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably like a -5.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad it is. So I was hoping that maybe my presence could make it more
You can turn it around a little bit.
Yeah, more likable, at least a little bit, but it didn't work. I immediately was getting, you know, hounded and stuff like that, and I was like, geez, and, you know, I honestly wrote some stuff that wasn't crazy at all. Like, I tried to, you know, make everything pretty valid, but still, some people would think it was Brad that was writing it. Brad's the guy who owns it. And they just thought it was him. It was me. I was like, oh my gosh.
So, like, were you writing under your name, or were you just writing under the Voice of Morgantown?
Writing under my name on the articles. It had Tucker Via plaster right on the front.
Dude.
Damn.
So, and you know, that's like what's fucked up is you're stuck to that. Any kind of that shit is pinned, right? And some people just like let their name go through the, you know, the muck.
Yeah, and it did.
Yeah.
So like, what's the procedure for, like, writing an article for them? Like, what's, like, the steps you take?
Well, you could do it anytime you wanted. You have a login to, like, the thing where you're like, I don't really know. I'm not a big tech guy.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that stuff works.
You basically get, like, in a Word document and shoot it over.
Yeah, or you can just go to, like, the login, and you have a big document right there where you can just type it in there. You did pretty much anything you wanted at any time. You didn't have to ask for permission. Sometimes he was like, can you do this? But normally it was
so there was no proofreading of anything?
Sure, I would proofread some of my stuff, but nobody else.
But, like, you didn't like send it to someone higher up, like, hey, check this out before I post it?
No.
That might be why the public perception's a little low. Well, I'm not saying I've never read any of your articles, but I'm not saying any of yours were bad. But I'm just saying
some of them were bad. I wrote some crazy stuff sometimes, but the majority was pretty legit.
Well, see, my thing is, like, this is why I kind of love, like, at the radio. You know, if you fuck up on the air, you fuck up in front of everybody listening live instantly. And there's, like, a chat box. Yeah. Like, someone can be like, this dumbass doesn't know what he's doing in the studio, right?
Yeah.
So did you, like, receive, like, hate?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to move to. Would you, like receive
name, like,
shit?
If they read this Voice of Morgantown article, they see your name and are like, dude, I want to message this guy and tell him, be like, fuck you.
Nobody messaged me personally. It was all, like, comments and stuff saying this is stupid and stuff like that. No one, like, personally attacked me.
Okay.
Like, poor Brad, he gets messages all the time that's, like, really some really vile stuff, you know, and I like the guy, like, I really do. I still, like, talk to him sometimes. But, you know, he's a likable guy if you get to know him. He really is. So, but I understand, you know, the public doesn't always like the, you know, the crazy stuff, but
I get it, man.
Sometimes it gets people talking, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it really does get people talking.
Stir up a little conversation.
It moved this conversation forward. Yeah, I get you in that. And yeah, it leaves stuff up to debate, and it moves me to think more about like different people on our team and shit like that. Because, like, if we look, Taz Sherman fucking carries the team a lot of times, right? Gets punched in the face, concussion. He's not playing, right?
Yeah.
Dude wrote an article.
And the tweet was worse. Like, when he said that it was like Taz's fault.
Oh,
he said did you see it?
No, but what did the tweet say?
He
I
said
bet you I
that
can
like
pull it up right now.
he said that like Taz like leaned into it and it was kind of like his fault and stuff like that, which that's not a good thing to say when everyone is like really fired up about it and stuff.
Well, we're in a like our audience to view has a known fan base that are a little chaotic.
Very chaotic.
Yeah, we burn fucking couches at the end of the day, right? You know, we don't give a fuck.
Win or lose, we booze.
Exactly.
Amen.
Yeah.
But you know, if you are going to say something that radical,
you can't. You know,
it's so like quick.
Voice
to
of
share,
Morgantown. Let's see what the recent tweets
it was the
here.
morning after the game, unless he took it off.
Let's
He
see
could have
here.
taken it off. I have a screenshot.
Maybe. It said breaking. No, hashtag Doview expected to lose assistant coach to Notre Dame. Did that actually happen?
Yes, it did. Jared Parker. I don't know how you say his first name.
Oh yeah, Gerard Parker. Okay.
I'm sorry,
Here it is. I got it.
my sister dropped like $800 on getting a fucking gecko, right?
A gecko.
Yeah.
Oh, like the animal?
Yeah, like the animal, and she's like been sending me pictures this whole time, sending her. I'm like, cool,
Yeah, it says
cool kiddo.
it is a little thread here. It says breaking Doview senior guard seriously injured and could miss significant time. And he says, "You think that's a punch, or you think that's a punch at all, or a dirty play by the Baylor defender?" Question mark. And then he said, "So you think that was an intentional shot to the face? I just don't see that."
Well, here's the original tweet. Right here. It says, "This definitely does not look like a dirty play at all, and certainly not a punch like Bob Huggins described it in the post game. It really looks like Taz leaned into it and was only grazed."
First mistake.
That was the morning after the
your
game.
first mistake.
You're
is
picking
insult.
on fucking Bob
Your
Huggins.
first mistake is picking on Bob Huggins.
Yeah.
Literally,
I fucking
everyone
love
in this
Bob
city
Huggins.
would die for Bob Huggins.
Yeah.
Did you see the chain he was wearing at the game?
Yeah,
Dude, that shit is clean.
That
Chain
is.
was. I want
It's,
it.
it's
love
icy.
Bob
I want one, but only Huggins can
Pull off that
something
shit.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the heat or the respect to get one. Now, if this shit pops off, make sure you guys share this shit. We can buy some chains.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't mind to see like T of D&T TV.
Just like DNT chains. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I got invited to a Discord today, right? And it's for like my fucking radio station. And I joined in my I'm running the podcast Discord.
Yeah.
There's no fucking souls on there. And I joined, and it's like T of D&T TV. And the admin or whatever, my boss is like, "Hey, are you like a sports ad or some shit like this?" And I'm like, "Nah, it's Tony, dude. I'm the DJ Sundays." I'm like, he's like, "Oh, dumbass." He's like, "Why don't you make a new account?" And I was like, "Cause I don't want to make a new account. I literally only have Discord for the podcast."
Yeah.
And no one's on that shit.
Well, anyway, hopefully we can get some souls on there after this episode goes up. But
I turned on my notifications for you guys.
we're running right. I think we're gonna call it quits here. We're running right at 53 minutes.
Oh,
my
fuck
gosh.
that light. And it's just like, it sets the mood.
Okay, I'll go.
flick it on real quick.
I wanted you to use your psychology nature, education to pick apart this Uber ride I had, okay?
Oh,
Dude, okay. And so I get out of my buddies, and I have an Uber ride. They're waiting on me. Derek. And he's driving a silver car. I'm like, cool. I go outside. It's like 8 degrees. Derek picks me up, and I pulls up beside me. I go to hop in the back. He's like, "You can't hop back in there. It's full of trash."
Oh my god.
Hold on. I get in the car, and he's like, "You guys sit up front, but I got a 44 with me, right?" So he's driving one hand on the wheel.
You have one.
He has
one. Okay.
He's driving left hand on the wheel, right hand on the 44 Magnum right here on the seat, right? Dude looks like the fat guy from The Big Lebowski. Have you ever seen that movie? I haven't. Okay, have you seen the Cloverfield Lane movie or any of that bullshit? Have you seen Kong Skull Island? I have not seen that. Okay.
I'll pull it up.
There's
Hang
this
on.
big fat guy, and he's like usually yells and shit, and he's fucking hilarious. Anyways, this guy's like a 300-pound man. He's a big old,
He looks like
he's
this
a
guy.
big hoss. I get in the car, and he's like, I worked in the oil field. Like, no hesitation. He's like, I worked in the oil field for 20 years before this. And he said, I got out of my truck one day, hit the ground, went into a coma, woke up, have a rare spine disease. Nobody knows what's up with me, right? I have not said anything to this guy in the car ride. Hold on. He's like, now I do this. And I make a lot more than I did. I almost make as much as I did working in the oil fields. I make about $19,000 off this than I do Lyft, so the government doesn't tax me. I don't know why he's saying this. Like, this is a 7-minute Uber ride, right? And he's going into the shit already. He's like, now I make good money, but I've seen some crazy shit. For instance, I saw this guy, and he was running after this girl. His pecker's all out, flying. She's got her dress out, sundress, looking good. Her tits are all out, dress is all fucked up. So I pull out the 44 on him, and he runs away. And so she gets in my car, and I give her my jacket. And she said she is some big lawyer down in Tennessee. And after we talked to a state trooper about the situation, the state trooper didn't check my serial number on my 44. Thank God he didn't, because it's illegal. And he's like, now she's some big doctor in Tennessee. I'm married, mind you. My wife comes down there, and they party in Tennessee all the time. But every time she calls, she just hears my voice, and she cries. I hate answering the phone. Hold on. And this is like 3 minutes in. This is 4 minutes left. Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, she found this big fat guy down there, and she's like, because of you, I never knew fat men could show compassion. But I got me my sweet Tennessee peach, and he's a big, round, jolly guy. And another minute clicks by. All of a sudden, we see cop cars start flying past us. And we're like, okay, what the fuck's going on? We come over this little hill, and we see in front of us at the stoplight, there's a line of cop cars blocking the road. There's like 6 cars. And the dude just starts driving through the blockade of the cars. And I'm looking out the window to my right, like 8 feet away. There's some drunk teenager getting his face pushed to a car. And the cop's like, don't you fucking move, you dumbass. And so we're just driving by. And he's like, yeah, I've seen this shit before. And
nothing's new.
No. Just driving.
Typical Tuesday afternoon.
And see, I like read the comments of this guy before getting in the car, and one of them was like, great review, great conversations, got me around the wreck I needed to. And I'm like, I was expecting a normal ass Uber ride. Yeah. We're coming on a minute or two before I get there, and he looks at me, and I'm like, my first name's Daniel. And he's like, because of this ride, Daniel, whatever you do in life. He's like, what do you do? And I'm like, I run a podcast and all this. He's like, whatever you do in life, just do it well and don't ever hit a woman. And I was like, what a fucking G. Gave him 5 stars, $3 tip, sent him on his way. But I just wanted you would you say that was a clinically insane person? Because
I just think it's a guy who's seen a lot nice to talk about it.
Okay, but
I need to get him on.
Oh, dude! It was a 7-minute Uber ride, and I had it.
Imagine what he'll say in like half an hour.
Holy!
You get like $4.
Well, and he was like, I have all these Uber stories, and that's my bad. Like before he tells me to off my way, there's like after the cop cars, there's like a 2-minute drive. He's like, this is the last story I'll tell you. It's real quick. You'd think it's funny. I picked up this kid, and it was, piss in the rain. He gets in my car, and mind you, I got my 44, and he's like, oh, I fucked up, mister. I fucked up. I got to get out of here. And he's like, what is it? Do I need to call the cops? Do I need to shoot somebody? Like, this is the first 2 questions he asked, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, no, I fucked up. I got to go get a plan B for my girlfriend at the Rite Aid. You need to go now. It's almost been a day. You need to go now. So then he's like, tells me the woman thing. And I just get out of the car, and I'm like, just got like so fucking bamboozled.
That's one of those moments where like you get out of the car and you just like watch him drive away, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Exactly. And I'm like everybody's like walking around me, and I'm like,
It makes you
just mind blown.
It makes you think about your entire existence for like 3 seconds.
Exactly,
like,
because if there's a dude like that working at Uber and he's that happy, why can't I be that happy? I want to be that fucking happy.
Yeah, I mean, he does seem very happy and like
He's sure of himself.
it seems like the things he has seen.
20 years in the oil field,
Yeah.
Ubering around, Morgantown.
Dude.
It doesn't seem like it's bothering him.
Conclusion: if you ever get the pistol whipping Uber driver named Derek, you're in for a treat.
Dude, he will scoot and boot.
And Derek, if you're listening, you're a legend.
Well, thanks for coming on, dude. It's
Yeah, dude.
it's been like one of the.
dude, we were pushing it up on an hour now after T-Dog story, so.
I'm sorry.
What, like half an hour?
Oh, no, we usually put between 45 and an hour, so we're right on pace.
Either other way, I mean, our the people that listen weekly, like sometimes they'll bitch at us that it's like too long or too short. It just depends on the crowd.
Yeah.
So we'll give them a mixed feed this week.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you coming on.
And thanks for listening, you guys, and thanks for watching those who did.
Be sure
you
to
guys.
like and subscribe now. We have a YouTube channel. Second video. Hopefully it's a little better than the first.
Look at that.
But yeah, thanks once again. And this is D.
And this is T.
And thanks for listening to D&T TV.
See you guys.